Hello and welcome to this week's Yarn Chat podcast. My name is Nicole and I'm the brains and the beauty behind Yarn Craft by Nicole. And today I've got some really fun things to show you. I have this beautiful finished object. It's my featured make. This is the Vivian Vest that I was testing for Manatee Squares. Or that's her handle on Instagram and her pattern writing name, but I really like it. I think I showed it to you last time we were on here. This is a DK weight vest. It works up very quickly. It has a pretty deep and wide armhole. So the front panels are pretty narrow. They work up very quickly. I used Noro Kakagori, which is the first time I've ever used Noro. I really like it. I was a little bit worried about making a garment in a single ply yarn, but I think the stitch pattern, the fact that it's a little bit lacy, worked in my favor. I also really like this color. Like, it reads purple from far away, but it's got so many other great colors in there. Yes, and the pattern is written for, I think, 6 different lengths that you can make. I picked, I think, the 3rd length size, which makes it just a little cropped, right about at my natural waist, maybe a smidge lower. And I really like it. I think it's going to be released sometime in October, and you should look out for it. It's great. Size inclusive pattern, of course. Any other details? I don't think so. This is the first time I've ever done a shawl collar like this before, and I really like the way that it is designed. The way that you have the ribbing, how you do some changes into how much ribbing you do to make sure that it lays this way. Big fan, really like it. I would make another one of these for sure. And honestly, like, I think my sister needs one. And whether I make it for her or her fiance makes it for her, who's also a crocheter, I think she needs one. Probably in an orange or like a cranberry red. She'll really good in cranberry red. So this is my first finished object. Really my only big finished object for this week. The pattern is not out yet. I think that's all I got about this. It pairs very well with my Michigan earrings. I bought these when we were at Michigan, of course, and they are made from yellow heartwood, so they're not stained. And I actually think that's the coolest thing. This is just the color of the wood. So let's get into it. Other finished objects are these 2 cutie pumpkins. So I'm going to be doing a tutorial here on YouTube for these pumpkins. So you can make your very own Tunisian pumpkins. I made, I don't know, like 15 of these for a craft fair last year, and I thought that Tunisian worked really well for pumpkins because it gives you nice clean edges. And I made them in a variety of like different types of Tunisian stitch. It was also a good way to kind of swatch for different Tunisian stitches as you're learning them. So that being said, I filmed everything that I need for the tutorial. And then I also think I'm going to do a blog post. So I'm going to make one more so I can take some pictures while I'm making it. As just, free pattern. Here's how I do it. Pretty simple. And then that should come out not this week, but the next week. So the first week of October, I think, is when I'm shooting for that release. So, but they're so cute. I made this with worsted weight yarn and just acrylic. And I think they're super cute. I love them. And I think that's all that I have that is finished. So let's get into the whips. I have some great whips to show you. Kind of working between 3 whips right now for the most part, with like little projects like that in between, now that this is finished. So the first one is my Rhinebeck sweater. And I'm so close to finishing this last round of pinwheels. This last round has taken me forever, it feels like. But I've got 2 more, like, group of 4 to then sew together and then sew on. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to fold it like so, kind of like fold it in half. And then, let's see if I can show you. Fold it in half like this, and then pin the sides probably to about there, and see how big it is. Like, then you would open it up this way to see if I've got enough width for this cocoon cardigan. I think I'm still going to, like, I think I'm gonna need a row just around the width side of just single solid squares on either side to give me a little bit more room. But once I finish these last 2, which I should be able to today, here's hoping, I'll pin it and decide what it looks like when I try it on. I also know that this is gonna block a little bit bigger, but it's also supposed to be a big oversized cocoon cardigan. So I'm so close. And once I get that part done, these last 2, the solid ones work up really quickly, and I won't need that many of them. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 12 on each side, 24 small ones. Some of them I've already made, just here and there as a way to break up the monotony. But yeah, I think we're close. And then once I do that, seam them on, seam the side, then it's all ribbing. And I think I have enough of the cream to do the ribbing that I want to do. We will see. I think I still have 2 full skeins of the cream, plus like a half a skein left. And this so far has taken me 2 skeins of cream, maybe. But I'm so close. And I do know now that I'm this close to the end, that I'll have plenty of the contrast colors to make Melody a vest. And I've been waffling between what I want to do for the vest. I was thinking maybe a 9 patch. So it would be like this wide. And that would fit her right this second. If I did like a little square on the side and then a square at the top for like a shoulder saddle. But the more I look at it, and I know that we've still got like over about a month before Rhinebeck, not quite a month. I'm thinking maybe I'll do maybe 4 across. I don't know, I'm still waffling. I don't think I need to do 4 tall and then also do a shoulder saddle. I'm still waffling on hers. The cool thing about doing, if I did 4, then I could do a star like this in the middle of mine for hers, and that would be cool. Or like something that's slightly different, but I don't know, I haven't quite figured it out. And I think once I finish the squares on this, that I'll be pretty close to being able to start to work on hers. I keep thinking that I have a month left, but I really don't have a month left. I have more like 3-ish weeks, something like that. But I'm so excited. It's gonna be great. Yes, this is Happy Place yarn, Hobie Teal Yarn Crafts. I love it. Half wool, half cotton, and I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna feel like wearing a blanket. It looks like a blanket. In fact, I don't know if I told you this, but my husband, when his sister came, was like, yeah, I don't know if it's a blanket or a sweater that she's working on. I'm like, how dare you? This is clearly going to be a sweater. Told you many times. For Melody's sweater, I have decided on the colors, and there are these 3 right here the dark blueberry, the yellow, and the green. She's got hazel eyes, so like anytime she wears green, you can really tell that her eyes are a little bit hazel. And she also looks awesome in yellow. And I thought that the blueberry would be good contrast. I love it. It's gonna be great. But yes, that is at a point where I feel like I see the end of the light in the tunnel for this. The other whips that I've got are nice because they can take as long as I need them to take, really. This next one is part of the sock, I think it's just called Sock Weight Crochet Along, Sock Weight Cal, C-A-L, by Sass and Stitch. I showed you her book last time, and I think I showed you the yarn last time, but this is its working up. I'm making the Dragonfly Twist Cowl, and I am loving it. It's a one skein project. I've been taking it when we've gone places, like we went to the zoo, we went to a football game yesterday. Like, it's a great throw it in the diaper bag project, especially since I'm not changing colors or anything. Like, don't even need scissors, just need the hook and the yarn. But really liking the way that's working up. Honestly, looking at the screen, you can kind of see a little bit more pooling than, not even really pooling, but just kind of how things are working out. This is a skein of La Bien Aimée. It's a shop colorway, I believe, from Brooklyn General Store in the city. And it's been in my stash for years. It's lovely and squishy, and I know it's gonna block beautifully. I think I'm gonna block it for length because it is a pretty wide cowl. And I think the stitches are just gonna shine in this really tall stitch here in the middle. But I'm loving the way that's working out. It's a nice mindless project, 2-row repeat, and I love it. And I just think, I think it's gonna read super well. Like, just imagine that, kind of twisted in the front. It's just gonna be lovely for fall. I went through a phase in Michigan where I bought a lot of this kind of like golden yellow color, clearly, and I don't know. Every time I put it on, it's like, I need to wear this all the time. But I've got a couple of colors like that. Like red is another color that I feel like, and hot pink. Hot pink is a good power color for me. Where I put it on, it's like, ah, yes, I can take on the world. But then my eyes are blue, and sometimes people forget that my eyes are blue. Like, I've had multiple people, have your eyes always been blue? Yeah, they have. They've never been brown. I'm not wearing contacts today. But anyway, so sometimes blue, sometimes green, sometimes they look green if I'm wearing green. Regardless, I love color, and yellow is a great color on me, and I think it's gonna be beautiful. And I also really like that this has kind of little pops of almost like a teal, and then there's teeny speckles of hot pink, and just the shades of the yellow, a little bit of gray. Like this, even like gray shirt, denim jacket, cute boots, forget about it. This would be super cute as an outfit for pumpkin picking. Have to finish this then if I'm gonna do that with MJ here in the next few weeks. Okay, and then the next one is another pattern test, and I love it. It is my Serendipity Tee, Serendipity V-neck, one of those two from the Crafty Crocheter. Serena's great. I've tested for her before. She is so good with Tunisian stitches. She's great at explaining things. Very kind human. We love Serena. But this is the first time I've done Tunisian ribbing. It's so pretty. I love it, and it wasn't that hard. It really wasn't hard, TBH. And it's perfect. I'm making it a size 2X because this has like maybe, it's designed for maybe an inch of positive ease, but not much. And I'll probably have about that at my bust. I think I've said before, sizing is hard for me these days. It probably should have been harder for me before I had MJ. But it definitely feels like it's harder for me now to make sure I'm getting the right size. Because I used to just like always test an extra large. Like I just knew it would fit, and most of the time it would, but sometimes it would be just a little bit too snug. But these days, like depending on how much ease something requires, an extra large or 2X is what I'll test. And yeah, it's just been hit or miss with the fit. This is a 2X and it fits great. I don't think I would have gone down any, but I also used a cotton silk blend, and so I knew it wouldn't stretch. If I was going, if I wore, maybe if I'd done a wool, I would want something a little bit snugger. But that being said, I think that I was also the right size for this, because with the Tunisian knit stitch, it does have a little bit of give, but I know that this one is going to grow lengthwise when I block it. So I had to go down a couple of hook sizes to get gauge, and I'm using this gorgeous squishy acrylic wool blend from Barocco, and I need to wind more of these skeins. Vintage DK in the color Tide Pool, and I've used this yarn a lot. It's a great budget-friendly workhorse yarn. 52% acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon. Feels like a dream, blocks beautifully. You can throw it in the washer. You can also, no, this one says lay flat to dry. I feel like somebody I know made a baby blanket and they did throw it in the dryer and it was fine. Like it fuzzed up a smidge, but not much. So yeah, I love this yarn. And this is gonna be a beautiful pattern. I love this color. I think it's going to be a lovely wear with anything tee, and because it's a short sleeve v-neck, one, I think it would be super delightful to make like a full sleeve one, but the short sleeve one is going to be great for like going under cardigans and coats. And I think this is going to be great, like, again, on pattern. I'm out in the planning already with this color with a beautiful leather jacket, maybe some olive green pants. I have these snakeskin boots. That would be pretty cool. Or even like a cute little A-line skirt would look lovely with this, and some tights, some ballet flats. Can you tell that my favorite part is wearing what I've made at the end and picture planning? I had so much fun this weekend doing the reel for this, doing the Friday fit for this. My husband had the day off on Friday, and we ended up going to a football game yesterday, which was so much fun. We went to go see Army play Rice, and we took Melody to her first football game, and she had a great time and was a trooper and napped really hard on the way home. So I knew that I had Friday while he was at home to do a lot of the things I would do on the weekend for, you know, crochet stuff, things that I wanted to get done, that it's nice to not have to solely work during her nap time, or do something where I have to leave the house, which is what I did. And it was delightful. Like, I got all dolled up. I took as many pictures as I wanted. I went to a coffee shop afterwards, did all my editing, and came home and everything was done. And it was so nice to just knock it all out at one time. But yeah, it was good, and that was fun, and it just makes me want to do more. And then I have just one little thing of yarn love to show you. I went to Yarnia, my local yarn store, and they were having a birthday sale 2 weeks ago, I think. as they were clearing out some inventory and making room for new things and celebrating. I think they've been in business for 7 years, which is awesome. But I went and shopped a little bit and I found this that needed to come home with me. This is a Juniper Moon Farms yarn I have not used before, called Saxony, and it is a 75% cashmere, 25% merino wool, and it is so soft. They had some in like really dark inky blue, like 7 or 8 balls of it, and I was like, that would make a really great cardigan. But I told myself that's probably not enough to make a great cardigan for you, because it's the worsted weight yarn. These are only 50 gram balls. And 2, it was on sale, but it was still not, you know, I couldn't just splurge purchase a sweater's quantity for yarn. But I did get 2 skeins of each of these colors, and these are going to be gift makes for my sister and her fiance. My sister's favorite color is orange. Her fiance's favorite color is green, and they'll be getting something at Christmas with these. And that's all I'm going to say, because they might watch us. But I love it. It's so soft. It's so soft. So lovely, so squishy. That is all the yarn that I have purchased, which is good. I'm trying really hard to do a lot with the yarn I already have, because I have plenty of yarn. I did purchase yarn for this, and I did purchase yarn for the Vivian Vest. But except for Rhinebeck and maybe some gift makes, maybe, I don't know, but I think that's going to be it this year for like big purchases of yarn. Because I have a sweater I want to make for my birthday. I have a sweater I want to make for MJ for her birthday, but I already have yarn for both of those. And then any gift makes that I have, I think I'm pulling from Stash for those. Yeah, I don't think that there's any other like big yarn purchases. I will continue to get the Steep Club through the end of the year, and I do have an order from Terrapin Fiberworks for a sweater quantity of fingering weight cotton that I might make a sweater for the holidays. It'd be a short sleeve, kind of a lacy sweater, but I'll be in Georgia over the holidays, so it's not gonna be that cold. And also, it's this beautiful bright red that will just be fun to work on. So anyway, all that to say, hopefully I will be taking apart some things that I don't wear or don't use. And then I've got a couple of fun projects that I want to use, scraps or things I already have in Stash. And honestly, like what you see behind you or behind me, tilt this up a little bit, that is the majority of my hand-dyed yarn stash. There's a couple skeins here and there, but I don't like to keep a ton of like really nice hand-dyed yarn, because like I want to use what I've got. I don't really want things to stay in Stash for a long time. That's just not practical for me, because we don't have oodles and oodles of space here, and I already take up a lot of space with yarn. And I want to use what I've got. And yeah, like, I mean, I'll buy things as we travel and things like that. And if there's a particular collection where like, oh, that would be a perfect yarn for something, but I'm trying to be better about not buying just for the sake of buying. So with that, I will wrap up this week. It is officially the first day of fall today, and it feels like fall here in New Jersey. The leaves are starting to change colors. I'm really excited to see Melody's reactions to all of fall. And I will leave you with what I can't let go of this week. And what I can't let go of this week is just trying to find the balance between being a full-time stay-at-home parent and also trying to do more with my work, do more with my business that is as flexible as I need it to be, And part of what I really enjoyed this past week was with the crochet along with Sass and Stitch. Caitlin had Janine Miska from Knits and Knots on, and they talked about what it was like for both of them as they've been writing books. And they both have one child, and their primary job is to stay at home with them. Like all of these things that they're doing in addition, most of it is during nap times while a family friend or a family member is watching their little one once or twice a week. And it was just good to hear what it's like for people who are successful in their business, but also to know it's okay to enjoy where things are right now, and not to push things to a limit that would, I don't know, throw any of that balance off. Like when my husband was watching Melody, when he had the day off, it was really nice to have some boss moments where I just felt very productive. But then it was also great to, spend the day yesterday at a football game with the two of them and not really worry about anything else. So I hope that you can find balance between the busyness of life and other things that make life so much fun. And with that, I'll see you in about 2 weeks. Bye, guys.